about the Atlanta Falcons, guys, and let's jump right into it. Are the Falcons too dependent on Bijan Robinson? Guys, that is a question that is floating around the NFL world, and that is a question that we're going to answer today, and let's jump right into it. The Atlanta Falcons, guys, right now are sitting at 3-3, and while that's not panic mode, it's definitely not where they wanted to be heading into the midseason. Week number 7, and after another up and down performance, one thing is becoming crystal clear: the Falcons' offense are living and dying with Bijan Robinson. Now, this sounds great on paper. After all, Bijan is one of the most electric players in football. He could arguably win the MVP. He is arguably a top 5 running back in the NFL. But it's not a sustainable recipe for winning. Relying on one player is not a sustainable recipe for winning. Understand that. Look, Robertson is the real deal. Every time he touches the ball, something special can happen. On Sunday, he was once again good. 40 yards rushing, 52 receiving yards, and a touchdown. But that's the problem. When good isn't enough for this team to win, it says a lot about where the offense is right now. When the Falcons are at their best, they're spreading the ball around. Drake London is getting involved, Aguilar is running downhill, and the offense has rhythm. But lately, it feels like they're stuck waiting for Bijan to make a highlight play instead of running an actual game plan. And that's on Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. has to be better, plain and simple. His accuracy comes and goes. His timing is off on intermediate routes, and he's consistently putting pressure on defenses with his arm. And he's not consistently putting defenses with his arm, I should say. If he can't find rhythm soon, this offense is going to keep on stalling, and they're going to keep on losing games that they should probably win. Now, when we flip it to the defensive side of the ball, because most of the season, this has been the strength of the Falcons team. But on Sunday, we saw cracks in the armor. The 49ers gashed him up the middle for 97 yards for Christian McCaffrey, his most in that area since joining San Francisco. That's not something that we've seen from the Atlanta Falcons front 7 this season. And losing Deablo in the first half with the forearm injury was a major blow. But once he went down, the interior of that defense started to soften, and the 49ers took full advantage. This group has been elite against the pass, but now teams are realizing if you can run at them, you can control the tempo. So here they are, 3-3, in the middle of the NFC pack, and trying to figure out what kind of team the Falcons really are. The defense can keep you in games, sure. But if your entire offense relies on Bijan Robinson doing something superhuman every Sunday, that's not sustainable football. Michael Penix Jr. has to take ownership. He's got the arm talent, he's got the playmakers, but now it's about consistency and command. Because the next few weeks, it gets a little easier, but you still cannot rely on Bijan Robinson every play. You are not catching up by handing the ball off to him 25 times. You are not beating the Miami Dolphins by running him 25 times for 50 yards. That's just not what it is. This is a make or break stretch for Atlanta. If they want to stay in playoff picture, it is time for the quarterback to lead and for the play calling to evolve. Guys, here are my thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons. They are a good team with a great running back, but right now they are a one-trick pony. Robertson can carry this offense for a while, but he can't carry them into the playoffs alone. Until Michael Penix Jr. becomes a consistent threat they need, this team is going to keep covering around 500. Talented, but frustratingly incomplete. But what do you guys think? Are the Falcons too dependent on Bijan, or can Michael Penix Jr. finally step up and take control of this offense? Guys, comment down below and let's discuss your thoughts. Subscribe, hit that like button, guys. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, this is a live interactive show, so jump in, drop your takes, and be a part of the debate. Now, let's get into the debate and discuss your thoughts. Scooby UT says, I say we rely too much on the pistol and the outside run. That is exactly right. When you look at the Atlanta Falcons, all it is Bijan left, Bijan right, pass this, screen this. Get Drake London involved. Get Kyle Pitts involved. Now, are they purposely not wanting to get those guys involved because they're going to want those dollar bills, yo? They want to get paid, yo? because Kyle Pitts is up for contract at the end of the season. And you know what? The Kansas City Chiefs will be throwing some dollar bills his way. But the simple fact of the matter is, yes, I think they rely too much on Robertson. Yes, he was a 8th overall pick. Yes, he has been kind of quiet his first couple years in the NFL. Yes, he is arguably a top 5 running back in the NFL. Yes, he is the keys to the ignition, fresh out in the kitchen. If you know, you know. Maybe you young folks don't know, but it is. Wes Sexton says Bijan's a stud. He doesn't need help. This isn't middle school, baby. He does need some help. He needs Michael Penix Jr. to sit on the bench. Wes is saying, put Kirk Cousins in. Put that 40-year-old man in the play. Give him the dollar bills, y'all, that guaranteed money that you all paid him, and get him on the field. Alpha Rob says the Falcons aren't that good. If you take away their QB, their quarterback's first read, he doesn't know what to do. So let me ask you this, Alpha Rob, because this is the biggest knock on Justin Fields. When Justin Fields, that we just talked about, top 10 quarterback in the NFL, shut up, Shay. When he come out of Ohio State, the biggest knock on him was he always hits the first read. When he got to Chicago, that was his biggest knock. He was always hitting the first read, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Now, when your first read's open, take it, right? Like, Justin Fields sees it open, throw it. That's what you're supposed to do. However, they're not even giving Michael Penix Jr. an opportunity to throw the ball, to be consistently throwing the ball. And when you don't consistently throw the ball, you don't find a rhythm. And when you don't find a rhythm, you start forcing throws. When you start forcing throws, you start questioning yourself. When you start questioning yourself, you throw the interceptions. When you throw the interceptions, the coach brings you out the sideline, rips your ass. We can't throw the ball, so we give it off to Bijan again. That's what it comes down to. You have to have a better play scheme. You have to have a nice balanced attack. Get Michael Penix Jr. in some rhythm. He was a Heisman finalist for a reason at Washington. He was a dog at Indiana for a reason. Despite tearing his ACL 3 times, tearing up both shoulders with the quad, that man's pretty good. Let him do his thing. Mellow Mike says, tight end is young, quarterback's best friend. Yet the failure that is Kyle Pitts still has a roster spot based on unreached potential. Kyle Pitts has been the biggest what if for the longest time. But let's just be honest. When Kyle Pitts got drafted, I believe it was number 7 overall, right? He was a top 10 pick, tight end. He was supposed to be the next Tony G. He was supposed to be the next Gronk, the next Travis Kelce. He was supposed to be the guy. Rookie season, he was not ever the guy. Second season, he was never the guy. Third season, he's never been the guy. Now, this year, he had a game. I think he finally maybe broke 60 yards, but he's never been the guy. Kyle Pitts is strictly name off of unreached potential 100%. Mellow Mike, you are 100% correct. When you look at Kyle Pitts, when you talk about Kyle Pitts, you have to start throwing the word bust out there. You have to start throwing the word bust out with Kyle Pitts. Let's just be flat out honest. He is not that great. Now you bring him down to Kansas City. You let him work with D. Patrick Mahomes and D. Andy Reid with a little bit of Noah Gray, with a little bit of Xavier Worthy, Rashid Rice. Now slow it down, baby. Now he might be that damn good. But right now he's unreached potential. Not going to get the dollar bills, yo. It's not going to happen. But Mike says the Falcons line's banged up more than my sister's first car. Do all sisters have